Welcome, everybody, to Rebels React to the Clone Wars. Hold on. I need to reset. I forgot the name of the episode. Let me do that one more time.
Episodes 4 and 5.
Rebels React to the Clone Wars, the final season, episode 4, Unfinished Business. This is the final episode in the Bad Batch arc. It's a 4-episode arc that apparently aired like 4 years ago at a Star Wars Celebration and is now being put in as part of the season.
So, just to confirm, are those the only 4 episodes that were previously aired?
I believe so.
Okay.
That is what I read, and we'll get into this later, but I think I can even tell a difference. But we'll talk about that when we talk about episode 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, things look different. We are doing this remotely from our own homes because of, just unfortunate circumstances, but we're making the most of it. So we hope you...
I'm just almost even unfazed by it at this point that I didn't even realize that was really what was happening right now.
We didn't even need to comment on it probably because I'm sure everyone knows, but it's kind of interesting that we're doing this from two separate places. We've only done this once before on the podcast, and that was when I was across the world. So
This is a little easier.
a little easier. You're like a couple miles away, but we're making the most of what we have. What did you think of this episode?
I enjoyed it. Honestly, as it started, all I was thinking was, we're getting brand new prequel era, highest quality content now. That's not, we don't deserve that.
I feel like prequel fans have gotten the most like love, if that makes sense. Like not love, but like they've gotten the most out of all, like how am I saying this? Like original trilogy fans didn't get this much content. Like I feel like prequel fans are getting so much stuff to latch onto
purely by the Clone Wars alone.
Yeah.
That tips the scales
and
tenfold.
And I feel like this show is obviously there was a gap, but this show has lasted for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
But just so like seeing Mace Windu and being like, all these years later, they get to give him another arc, or they get to we get to see him be a badass. I just thought that was so cool.
Well, because you really don't get to see it very much. So that's what's so beautiful about this show is you get to see the characters you love actually doing something. That being said, this episode
actually doing something.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the Jedi just sit on their chairs for most of the prequel movies, and then like a little bit at the end of episode 3 when they all get murdered, and that's it. But here you actually get to see
it's the
running down hallways, right?
That's what it is to be a Jedi.
But it's nice to actually see like their personalities kind of come out a little bit. That being said, this episode wasn't necessarily like necessary. Not much really happened.
Well, I mean,
that being said, I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was interesting because I was kind of on suspense with like, is Echo going to be good or is he going to be bad? And they were really pushing that he's bad. There's something like, be suspicious of him.
Because no one trusted him.
Never did anything though. Like,
right. He just kind of looked creepy, but
yeah, but I felt like they kept trying to make us think that he was bad, which I guess keeps it more interesting.
Right.
But so there was that, and then I guess that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I do have to say the sniper.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. We'll get there. We will get there. I made notes. I made points from the episode. But generally, the premise of the episode is they are trying to thwart a plan of General Trench, who is the spider guy. And they're like, we don't know how we can do this. But Echo's like, I can hack in and I can like give him the wrong information. And then you guys can swoop in and save the day. So one cool thing was that Echo can talk to a computer like he's R2D2.
because
Um,
he's like this hybrid thing now, so he can plug in,
right. And I didn't
which is
realize that
very
like a
cool.
human could do that, which is
But
really interesting.
he's not a human. He's like a cyborg now.
Right. But like what is attached to his brain? Because he sticks his arm in the thing
Yep.
and then
He's got wiring and all kinds of stuff like mixed in with his brain now.
that is pretty crazy.
That's why they show it. And he's like searching. I was thinking about that when it was happening. I was like, whoa, he's like a I don't know. That's kind of what we could become, or some people could choose to become. Like that's kind of what it might look like.
It's just it's weird because like
Yeah.
as high powered as your brain is, I feel like your brain is analog and like his arm is digital. So like
Yep.
what is that like put like middle
So
ground? But it's cool.
the issue is not to get too sciencey,
Yeah.
but it's the bandwidth. It's the interface from our brain to like technology.
Right.
It-
It's a terrifying thought, kind of.
Currently, it's our fingers. That's
Right.
the only way we can access it,
Right.
and that limits our speed to do everything. If you take that away and just connect the two, that's in theory what Elon Musk is trying to create
Right.
because he thinks it'll happen. So he's trying to make it affordable for everybody. Because if a couple people get that ability,
Right.
then everybody has. But it's a weird thing to visualize, right? And so a lot of people are like, "Nah, that's interesting." Because yeah, I noticed that too when he did that. It's like, whoa, wait, how is he's a person, but how can he like
Like
see like a
I
robot?
get it when R2 does it because he's a robot. He's a
Yeah,
droid. But I
it's
don't know.
numbers and
It
stuff.
was a cool thing. I liked seeing that. So,
Yeah,
anyways, Echo he gives Trench a false plan that or no, Trench asks for an algorithm for like the
yep.
best plan of attack, and Echo like intercepts it and gives him a plan back so that the Jedi know what he's gonna do. And then Trench goes with that plan, and then the Jedi and the clones swoop in. And have you ever noticed how terrifying those like clone ships are? The ones with the doors that are open. They always are flying with the doors open, and they're just like holding on to a handle, like they're on the subway or the bus, like miles in the air, and it's terrifying. Why do they do that?
Because they're badass. I think we do that too on helicopters. It's pretty intense.
I would just like to think that maybe until I get pretty close to the ground, I'll leave the door closed because they can
What?
close. I know they can. So what? I don't know. It's just every time I
No,
see
that's
that,
funny.
every time I see those like clone ships, it freaks me out.
I just love those ships. That's one of the coolest ship
Those
designs
are the
in
ones
Star
that you can
Wars.
make out of those like little paperclip things.
Yep, and all the different
Um.
designs.
So then, Obi-Wan and Mace jump into this like factory thing,
The
and
assembly,
assembly factory or
mhm,
Trench's
something like that.
headquarters,
Yeah.
and Mace Windu proceeds to give the droids a speech, which I thought was hilarious. He tells them like, "You have the option now to stand
I have
down and
killed.
stop bad."
I I have destroyed 100, over 100,000 droids. I'm giving you the opportunity to surrender and peacefully
As
and
if,
invade.
as if the droids are going to be like, yeah, maybe we should just join the clones at this point. The separatist thing, this is stupid. We're not going to do this anymore.
What I was thinking was, I was like, what's a droid gonna be like? Settling down on a farm somewhere does sound nice. Maybe I'll get a wife. And like, what other purpose does that droid have other than try to kill you?
He's literally programmed to hunt Jedi. That's all he knows. He's
Like,
like,
what else does he want to do?
it's this or I die. I don't care what else happens.
Yeah,
So I thought that was pretty funny of him to attempt that. But
I loved it, and that was kind of what I meant earlier with like seeing more of these characters. Like, we're getting character exposition at this point.
yes,
17 years later,
right.
20 years later, like it's just I love it.
So they beat those droids, and then Trench
The other
sends
droids showed up.
more droids show up.
This was the moment where they're like, is he good? Is he bad? And they didn't even make us wait very much, and then all of a sudden the electricity started short
I
circuiting
never even
everything.
questioned it. Like,
I figured it was gonna work.
yeah, he shuts down all of the droids like episode 1, and they're like, sweet. But then Trench is like, surprise, I have a bomb that can blow up half this planet hidden in the basement of this building. And so Mace, being the hero that he is, jumps down.
Oh, he didn't hesitate.
No.
He was like, "Don't worry, I know exactly where the elevator is. I'm gonna go walk on the elevator. It's gonna take me exactly downward to the fusion reactor, and then I'm just gonna walk around it, and it's gonna be very conveniently placed in between two of the things with a panel right in front
Oh, but then ray
for me
shields.
to." I was like, "Wait, why is this thing just sitting there and there's just a panel?" Okay. Oh, no, ray shields. And then
Ah,
I was waiting. I was like, "He's gonna fight somebody. Some crazy badass person's gonna show up and he's gonna
nope.
fight them."
Only
Nope.
thing was he didn't anticipate a Jedi who could use the Force through a ray shield, which was his downfall. Um,
Also, did the bomb explode if you put it on the wrong number?
like if Mace had done the wrong last digit, would it have blown up?
Because couldn't he just check everyone?
I would imagine it would have exploded. I feel like that would have happened.
So then, how on all of the other ones do you even move it to another number without it uh, blowing up?
It's like
It takes a second to set
it's
in
like when you're
once
like
you.
I've done this on my phone, or I've done it on a computer, when you like click on the wrong thing, but you
Yeah.
don't let off of it. You don't unclick, and you like drag and then unclick, and then it doesn't actually do it. So I think
Yep.
like until he actually stops it, then it's cool.
That's what I was thinking.
It,
Okay.
it
It's
has to
kind of
be
like a
something like that. So Echo actually gives him most of the digits, but then gets
obviously all but one.
every single one except for the last one. But then he gets electrocuted and not knocked unconscious, and so Mace has to just force know the last digit. Thankfully, it's only out of 10, so that's pretty easy to do for a Jedi. Um,
You
he's
would,
like,
you would, you would hope.
uh,
Anakin got all those ships.
oh no, wait, he didn't guess it, did he?
No.
Oh, that's right. What did he do?
So
What happened?
we got Anakin being his little badass self, which they're really setting up right now. And you know what? I kind of like it.
Me
He gets
too.
shit done.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, no, he's being bad now. And now I'm like, yeah, thank you. Cut those arms off.
Someone has
If
to
he
do
didn't,
something.
yeah. And they're all, and they were, it's like, it wasn't going to work out. If he didn't do that, they were all going to die. Literally everyone was going to die.
Yeah.
Um, which I guess eventually happened anyways. So that's why it was all for nothing.
So he
But
just he threatened Trench.
he threatened Trench, and he was like, "I'm not going to give you the numbers. Count Dooku would kill me." And then he's like, "You think I wouldn't kill you?" And he's like, Psh, "You're a Jedi." And so he literally just goes, cuts. I don't even robot legs or
Yeah.
whatever that
For some,
was.
I want to know his backstory. I want to know why he's half robot.
I want to see him in the sequel to Solo, which can't happen because
No,
he's dead
he
now.
dies. Yeah, he gets stabbed right through the thorax.
Yeah, it was that part I was surprised that Anakin did.
It's a little messed up, but also again, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Um,
Clearly, he's been killing people. That's why he cut Dooku's head off.
it was weird for like as much as I hate spiders, and
Yeah.
he's obviously a bad guy. I was kind of sad that he was dead.
Yeah, I didn't like that he died. I don't
No,
know why that bothered me.
he was an interesting villain.
Yeah.
Um, so
He all died eventually, though.
yeah, everyone is trying to escape this facility,
Hmm.
and as the Bad Batch are running through the hallways, um, dude, I always forget his name. Sharpshooter, Pinpoint,
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
Hawkeye. What is his name?
So he threw
Crosshair.
what I thought was a sticky grenade onto a droid,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, damn, he's gonna blow all them up." And then he just killed them. I'm like, "That didn't do anything." Okay, maybe he's saving the bomb for when more people show up and he'll kill them then. And then they just got ran off. But as he's running, then he's throwing a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's gonna just layer the walls with bombs and then blow this place to hell.
Right.
But no,
But you're
he
like,
doesn't.
this is Crosshair. It's got to be something fancy.
Something more has to be going on
So
here.
they kind of teased it once before that it was a mirror, because he did it to one droid, but then as he ran away, he threw like 100 of them on the walls,
Yeah.
and then he shoots it, and it just spirals all throughout the hallway and kills like 100
Every single
droids.
droid. Yeah.
So sick.
One ups
Basher,
Dash.
Crasher. Dude, I don't know their names. Why are these so hard to remember?
Crusher.
Crusher? That makes sense.
And I don't even know. I'm not even confident about that.
So yeah, because Basher just likes to like run into people, but he kind of got one upped a little bit by Crosshair. And then I have another question. So as they're leaving, Anakin steals this little detonator and he gives it to Basher because Basher was sad that he didn't perform very well. And Basher starts, or whatever, Crusher, whatever. He starts crying, tears of joy, what he's about to do. And he pushes this button and it blows up every single ship in the fleet. Why did that exist?
For that scenario. You want to have one thing that just goes click and destroys everything.
I understand a self-destruct button, but for every ship?
I was thinking the same thing. So I was like, every ship, and then I was like, wait, what if the explosion of that ship is just destroying every other ship? And then you see more and more ships exploding, and you're like,
oh,
no, that destroyed the entire fleet.
That seems like a bad design plan.
I guess they were prepared for that.
They must have had like deep secrets on there that they could not let out.
Why would you ever do that? What scenario? Because if you're trying to kill the people on that ship, why do you kill all of your other people?
That's some like Joker type stuff right there, where he's like, push this button and everyone dies.
Yeah. And they do.
They sure did. And then they get back and they have their little moment of triumph. And I keep forgetting, is it Rex or Cody? Rex, right?
Rex.
Rex tells Echo, he's like, look, I know, we go back a long ways, but you do whatever you feel is right. Wherever you feel like you belong is where you should be. Because Echo kind of got recruited by the Bad Batch. They're like, we feel like you fit in with us. Your background's moving.
How's that happening?
And Echo looks a little conflicted, but when Rex kind of gives him his blessing, he decides to go with the Bad Batch, and I think it's a perfect fit.
Oh yeah, and what a great addition.
Like, that makes me happy because I didn't know what was going to happen with Echo. I thought it was going to end badly, but that is perfect.
I thought he would die for sure.
Yeah.
And he was one of those things where I was like, duh.
Yeah. I mean, they've been saying that up all 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's so perfect. And then he gives them this little salute, and it kind of gave me chills.
Oh, it did. No, I was like, it's really Star Wars. You're doing this to me again. Like, this is a moment.
And especially when the Bad Batch did it too, like not just Echo, but like when all 5 of them did it, I'm like, okay, obviously these guys are like kind of rogue and loose cannons, but they all respect Echo, or they all respect Rex. Like they know he's in charge. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I loved that. And then I think that was pretty much it for that episode, right?
Yeah, that was the very end, was the little salute. And that was the end of that first arc of this season.
I loved it. What a great reintroduction into...
I'm just curious if it actually plays into like the end of the season, or if it's just a little...
I don't think it is.
Running start into...
I think that's
into what it's going to be.
Because now we have how many?
8 episodes left.
13? No.
12.
12.
Because this was episode 4.
So 8 episodes. I think that's its own thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to tie this in.
I think
it would be the Bad Batch showing up and doing something, but it's like, look what a perfect, tight, clean ending they just got. They're not going to reopen that.
Right. I don't think I need more story from them, but I would like to see them show up to help, like in one last battle or something, or even just a couple of them. Like, hey, we really need tech to come and like hack something or something like that. But anyways, let us know what you thought of this episode. Let us know if you liked it, if you like this whole arc in general, like we did. We do other reactions to movies and TV shows. Sadly, maybe not as much in the near future because of the current situation, but we're going to react to everything we can.
Probably more games than movies.
Sure.
Although if stuff comes to digital or to Disney Plus, it's going to be interesting.
So Onward is coming to Disney Plus early April, so we can watch that and do that reaction like we were planning.
April 3rd, I believe.
And then, like, even if it's a movie that we wanted to watch and we have to rent it or something, like, if we're all healthy, we can watch it together and split that cost or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we'll keep doing Rebels Reacts going forwards, just as many as possible. But thank you for watching. We appreciate it. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. Until next time.
We are
the Huber Rebels.
See you later.
Bye.